everyone. If you don't know me by now, I am Tara Power and I'm the Partnerships Lead at StartSpace. I'm super excited to be introducing a very special bonus session to celebrate a really wonderful end to the Future Founders Festival. It's been such a delight and we've had so many people inputting and all of you have been collaborating so well. But I wanted to introduce you to Anita, full of energy, knows so much about networking, and she is the CEO and founder of Chief Confidence Hacker, greatest name ever with Confidence Hackers. And she's presented today as one of our sessions as part of the Future Founders Festival 2021 in partnership with Study Melbourne and StartSpace, powered by State Library Victoria. Now, before we begin the session, got a little bit of housekeeping because I'm sure you're all going to have lots of questions. So to participate in the Q&A for this session, use the Slido Ask a Question box. Audience code is FFP21. This is where you can ask questions, as many as you like, and we'll get to as many of them as we can at the end of the session. Now, if you want to make comments, just use the Join the Conversation chat box. You can also react to the event by using the fun emoji bar as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Anita to say, help us with networking. We want to have fun. So tell us all about it.
Oh my word, thank you so much, Tara, and welcome to the finale event of the Future Founders Festival. You guys have been rocking out here for, look, upwards of 2 full days. It's time for us to have a bit of a celebrate. It's time for us to bring all of that amazingness all home, all together. I am so excited to be here and to be closing the festival, helping you guys with some networking. Now, what some of you won't know about me, and you might not have guessed, is that I used to be the shyest person in the universe. I know, it's hard for me to believe too, Tara. I see you laughing there. It is hard for me to believe as well that I used to be the shyest person in the universe, now somebody who wears tops with bling and does silly things like this. But trust me, I was. The very first networking event that I ever went to, I was actually just thinking about it the other day. The very first networking event that I went to was actually with other entrepreneurs. I was working with entrepreneurs in a space, helping entrepreneurs start up small businesses with working out and determining if their product was useful, how we could go, all that kind of stuff. And my boss said to me, Anita, we want you to go to a networking event. And I started doing the freak out thing. Who else has had that moment before where they've kind of gone, oh, there's networking, oh, I should go, but oh, I'm freaking out. There's probably a whole bunch of you, and I can tell you, like, I used to be in that space as well. So if that is where you are, trust me, I know exactly how you're feeling. I know that your heart rate could be, oh, kind of feeling like that at the moment, and that's okay. This space of networking is all about gently stretching your comfort zone in a way that is useful to you, in a way that's useful to others, in a way that's useful to the greater good, so that we can all together create some #awesomeness. So let's have a look, because there are some cheats that you can do to help you build your networking skills. I know, look, at uni and in the world, there's a lot of opportunities to do networking, and it can feel really overwhelming to take those opportunities, to kind of seize them and go, yes, I'm going to do this. And there's all of these spaces all along the way where you can kind of exit stage left, from everything from clicking to say, yes, you're attending, to actually getting on transport to get there, to the front door, to then who's ever been to a networking event and been like this the whole night, kind of hoping that somebody would come and rescue you, maybe talk to you, but also not knowing what to do. So you just kind of go to your phone. The world is here for you to take these chances. Just like my cat over here, she's taking the chance, taking the opportunity to have a bit of a nap at the moment. That's what she does. That's her version of networking. For us, we're going to be doing something really, really cool. And that is, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of tips and tools. And then we are going to be breaking into some networking rooms, virtual rooms, small groups, maximum of 4 in a group, so that you can have that chance to talk. I'm going to be sharing with you how you're going to be doing that in a moment. But first up, I wanted to share with you what it was that the piece of gold that my boss gave to me the very first time that I had to go for this networking event. That was in this space of with other entrepreneurs, dealing with that, what this piece of magic gold was that she gave to me. Now, if you have any questions along the way, any burning questions, make sure you put them into the chat box. I love answering questions. Please do that. But let's keep moving, because my boss, as I said, gave me this absolute piece of magic gold that I have used like ever since. I think that was probably 20, shouldn't say that too loud, should I? 20 years ago, maybe even more, when I went to my first networking event. She could see that I was really nervous. And she said to me, Anita, let me give you some guidance. Let me give you some advice. When you go to a networking event, when there is somebody that's standing by themselves, this tip number 1, go and bring them into a group, bring them into the conversation, bring them in so that they have got somebody else that they can share their time and space with. Now, the second thing was, I said, yeah, that's great, but how do I start a conversation? Who's had that before? Trouble starting a conversation. How do you even do that? Well, the great news is we have got a couple of cheat sheet questions for you, a couple of conversation starter questions that you'll be able to use to get conversation starting. Now, most people will realize that the best conversations come when you ask people about something that they are excited about. The great news here is that in this festival, in the Future Founders Festival, you are surrounded by like-minded people. Out in the world, there's all kinds of people doing all kinds of stuff. Here at the Future Founders Festival, you have got a huge network of people that are all in this same exciting space of wanting to be entrepreneurs, start a business, start looking at life from a really different, innovative space. You have got amazing people that you share something really, really cool with. So asking them about those kinds of things will be key. As I said, I will have a cheat sheet for you in a moment. The second thing that really challenges a lot of people when they are wanting to go to a networking event is that feeling of being trapped. Ooh, who's ever had that before? Where you have this space where you go in, you start talking to somebody, and then it's like, oh, how do I get out of this conversation? This person is not interesting to me. They can't help me. I want to actually move on to help to talk to somebody else, but how do you get yourself out of that conversation? Well, tonight, and this afternoon, wherever you are in the world, because we know that this is a challenge for a lot of people, we are taking the hard space out of that as well. And we're going to do some rounds of speed networking, which means one of you in that group of 4, the tables that you're going to be going into, we're going to designate one of you the clock watcher. That's the watch that I don't have on my wrist right now. You can set the timer on your phone. We're going to do some 15-minute sessions of networking. And then we ask you to move to another table. So we've taken all of the hard work out of networking. We're giving you some cheat sheet questions, and we're giving you the tools to be able to exit, go and talk to somebody else, use those skills. Now, what I would recommend for you before you move is getting out your LinkedIn. Everybody, I hope, has got LinkedIn. Get out your LinkedIn. I hope most of you know that on LinkedIn, there is this, a QR code. This makes it super duper easy to be able to share your details. Now, how do you get to that? On the top of your LinkedIn here, there is a little thing up here that looks kind of like a QR code. If you press on that, you get a QR code. The other option is scan. So you can do that across the video airwaves that we are all going to be on. Remembering that LinkedIn here is going to connect you in a real way with other like-minded people. This is what is so fantastic about coming together in this festival. Like-minded people, like-minded thinking, like-minded hearts and souls. All right, I think we might take this moment to put the slide up real quick, because I want to share with you the cheat sheet questions. I almost feel like I need to do a bit of a drum roll here. Let's check in with David. Let me know, David, if that screen has been shared. Yes, it's up. Excellent. Fantastic. So you will see here that there are 3 cheat sheet questions. One of them is about, what did you love about the festival? What has been your favorite thing about the festival? You'll notice that all of these questions are what we call open questions. They're not yes and no answers. They are questions that help explore a topic that the other person we already know is going to have something really interesting and exciting that they want to share. So that's the first one. The second one, who was your favorite speaker? You may have attended the whole of the Future Founders Festival for 2 whole days. You may have popped in and popped out. Who has been your favorite speaker and why? What is it that you have loved about that speaker that's made you want to make them your #1 favorite, made them the person that you absolutely want to follow on LinkedIn? What's been going on there? And the third question in the cheat sheet we've got is, what are you passionate about? All of us here in this space at the Future Founders Festival, when we're in this space of entrepreneurship and innovation and loving life, looking at things in a different way, we share a really unique passion. And that is something that, man, oh man, there is not enough of that in the world at all, ever. So what is it that you are passionate about? Because even amongst this amazing tribe of like-minded people, there may be people that share even more closely your passion. They are the people to grab a hold of, connect with, make sure that you put them in your inner circle, in your inner posse, and do cool things with. Now, you'll also notice on the other side of the screen is some instructions about how do you access those rooms. Down on the Joma Blue site where you're all on, if you scroll down a bit further, there is a whole lot of rooms in there. You'll be able to click into those rooms. Do not do that now, because otherwise you'll lose me. I don't want to lose you yet. You'll be able to click into those rooms, choose a room, see who else is there, connect with them, have those conversations, use those cheat sheets. If you need to, take a screenshot of this slide with your phone so that you've got them there to help you along the way. we will be doing about 3 or 4 different networking sessions. Now it's up to you if you decide that you want to stay for one, if you want to move, because I think it's important for us to remember who the boss of you is. Point to who the boss of you is real quick so that you know who it is. I'm going to give you a hint. You are the boss of yourself. So if you have decided, Anita, it's getting late on a Friday, kind of really tired, and I need to have a break, do that. If you have decided that you want to stretch your comfort zone just a little bit more, meet some really exciting and interesting people, and you'd like to be part of this, do that as well. We encourage you to embrace your courage, embrace your awesomeness, and get networking. Whew, that's a whole lot of stuff in a really short amount of time there, Tara. Unbelievable. Now, there is just one other thing that I wanted to share before we go, and I'm just going to do a tiny little plug, Tara, about Confidence Crew, if that's okay.
You go for it.
Because I know that going through this adventure of being an international student, being somebody who is in this space of wanting to be entrepreneurial and think differently and do all that can feel kind of overwhelming, especially with the stuff that's going on in the world right now. It can make our overwhelm level expand and expand. So every Monday, Study Melbourne have got a program called Confidence Crew that you are welcome to attend. If you check out Confidence Crew on the Study Melbourne website, you can have a look at the Facebook group. Every Monday for the next, I think we've got 8 more weeks to go. On Monday, we are going to be looking at how you manage overwhelm in a way that actually truly really works. 5 till 6:30 Melbourne time, and I think that's 12:30 India time. Whew, I think I've run out of words and well, run out of air, really.
No, I did a lot in that set, and thank you. And I think it is important to share some of the great programs that are out there that often international students don't know about. So I'm checking in with Ingrid now to see if any questions are coming through. I'm interested in one while we're waiting, is that and there's one that's just come through actually, which I think is a great one. Are there some helpful tactics that you can suggest for online networking versus in person, which obviously we're dealing with a lot, and can you share some of them for the people today?
Absolutely. I mean, online networking is the next, like it's the new space. It's a new adventure that we have to go in. What I have found is that, like, when I present or when I'm doing any kind of networking, I do it standing up. You'll notice I can kind of move around a bit. Standing up gives you some more energy. It gives you more life. It means that you can have these conversations from a really different physiological perspective. What do I mean by that? When you change the way you hold yourself, if you're sitting in your chair at your desk and you kind of get to this, a bit slumpy, a bit by the end of the day, this can really impact your psychology, the way that your brain works, the way that you can respond to things, the way that you can connect your energy with somebody else. By standing up, I know it seems kind of weird to be standing up while you're on Zoom, while you're doing these networking things. It changes everything about the way that you interact with somebody else.
No, I absolutely agree. I used to do a lot of my, that's what I always pitch when I'm standing up. I always walk around if I can on the phone. If anything, Zoom has made us sit down more, which is unfortunate. As you say, you've got to really think about how you can adjust your environment for better outcomes for yourself personally and mentally, as well as for the people you're reaching out to.
Yeah. So if that means that you need to have a box or something that you can put your laptop on to make it higher so that when you're standing, it's at that right height, find a box, find something that you can use to make that so that people aren't like this looking up your nose.
We've got another question here, which is a follow-on from the last one, which I think is really an important one, which a lot of people would feel. Say, I'm a shy person, So sometimes to me, when I network, I feel insincere and nervous. How can I get over this?
Oh my God, you're speaking my language, because as I said, used to be the shyest person in the universe. I'm going to share with you the express version to confidence. It's going to be super express because I've only got a moment or two. The express version to build more confidence so that you can start feeling like you can have real conversations is to build your courage. How do you do that? I used to wait until I felt like I could be confident before I would speak or do anything. What I have learned is that courage comes first and then confidence comes second. Confidence comes as a result of having courage. So I still do this to this very day, and I am a fairly confident person, is I have a look at where is my courage bucket. What does that mean? Think back to a time when you have been and you have felt courageous in your life. It doesn't matter if it was yesterday or 10 years ago or when you were a kid, it doesn't matter. Go back to a time when you felt super courageous and notice where in your body you felt that courage. And then take that courage bucket, take it outside of your body and hold it in front of your hand. Do it with me now. Have a practice go. It may feel a bit weird at the beginning. Trust me, it absolutely works. I've done this with thousands of people. And on the count of 3, pour this courage over your head. 1, 2, 3. Pour it over your head. Let all of the drips of courage out and let all that courage just flow all down your body, all down your head, your face, all over you. What that does is it reminds you that even though you may be feeling a bit uncomfortable, you know, it's in that space of discomfort where you can grow. Build that courage, which means that you don't have to have these fake conversations. You can start having real conversations with people. They respond really well to real conversations. Even if you say, you know, I'm feeling a bit nervous about having this conversation with you, most people will either be feeling the same or they will be in a place where they can help you feel a bit more calm.
I agree. And I think a lot of us still sometimes don't trust ourselves, irrespective of how long you've been doing it. That insincerity chip can kick in when you kind of just go, what am I saying? And you're right. Absolutely great advice there. I think it's time to crack on and get doing this. I think you've given us some great sound bites, even though I know you've had to do it in like a short amount of time, Anita. So that's fantastic. So next steps.
Next steps is scroll down, have a look at all of those different rooms that are there in the bottom of the screen that you've got.
So I'm going to use the tables 1 to 5 first. So head to those tables, everyone.
Excellent.
And
tables 1 to 5.
Yeah, so go for it. If anybody's got any issues, then do shout out. Otherwise, yes, we'll be meeting you in there. And Anita, off you go. I think you should. Any final words before you go? Thanks so much.
Oh, such a pleasure. I can't wait to jump into the rooms myself and meet everybody who's there on this Friday evening now.
It's fantastic. And I'm just letting everyone know that the tables are going to be open approximately to about 6:45. So do enjoy them, and then there will be a hard close. So I'm going to say goodbye to you from the Future Founders Festival. And thank you, Anita, for bringing us such a celebration for the end of the festival. It's a really great way to round it out.
You're so welcome, and yay for the Future Founders Festival, and may there be many, many, many more of them.
All right, we'll see you on the tables, everyone.